Armorall tire foam cleaner and protectant. Does it work okay? Let's find out.
Welcome to Two Camping Gurus. If you like camping in the great outdoors, you are in the right place. Stick around to the end of this video so we can show you how you can get your free ebook and pre-trip checklist to make sure you and your rig are ready for the road. Now, let's get into today's content.
All right, if you have an RV, travel trailer, many times these vehicles sit and they don't move and the sun is baking on these tires and you really want to protect them. Now there's lots of protectants out there and different things you can do. I think there's a lot of good product. I happen to have this one, so we're going to give it a try. Ultimately, I would suggest that if you're not using the vehicle for a long time, make sure you cover the tire, but make sure you also allow airflow around whatever you use for cover so the sun is not baking on it like it is in this case. So this is the Armorall tire foam protectant, and it says you do not have to wipe it off, so it's like a one-step process. And it also says it'll do up to 40 tires, but I don't think they meant big bus tires like this. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing it on this bus, I'm converting this bus into an RV. If you've watched any of my earlier videos on this channel, you saw that we did a lot of research on different campers, and I couldn't find exactly what we want. Bottom line is, if you're interested in checking out the conversion process of this, you can swing over to that channel, which is Life the Wild Ride. But let's get into spraying this on and see how it works. So the directions are pretty clear. It says shake well before use, apply to wet or dry tires, spray approximately 6 inches from the tire in a circular and steady sweeping motion. Ensure that you have full sidewall coverage. Allow it to dry for 5 or 10 minutes. And that's pretty much it. It does say for best results to wash off any excessive dirt and mud and stuff like that, but we don't really have that in this case. We're just going to go ahead and apply it to what we have. Alright, says let dry for 5 or 10 minutes. You don't have to wipe it, it says. Now I can hear it fizzing. Sounds like a mild kind of Rice Krispie. I just feel the urge to wipe it because I can see dirt running off, so it's definitely doing something. Why would you not want to wipe it off and get the dirt out of there? It contains no phosphorus, but it does contain silicones. It does go on to say not to get it on the treads and also not to use it on motorcycle tires. I don't know if it makes it so it's going to be more slippery. It could be a dangerous situation if you're driving a motorcycle. So if you have a motorcycle, I wouldn't use this product according to the manufacturer. So I can see the soap itself is definitely dirty. It definitely cleans some dirt off of the tire, but I have a hard time believing that that dirt's going to go away. It's basically going to sit on a tire when this dries and be dried in that spot. So I'm struggling with the idea that you don't have to do anything after you spray it on. But we'll wait and see. You can see the dirt running down right there. So at this point, all the soap is dirty. So it's doing something. No sponsor, but the Michelin Man's looking cleaner. So I'm not sure if you can see, but down here in the corner, a lot of it is running off the tire and dripping onto the ground. You have all this stuff trapped in the lettering here that I just can't see it going away. Keep in mind, I've had this bus for a year now, and I've never washed the tires. It hasn't been out on the road, but it has been in our dirty driveway, and I've driven up and down driveway. It's about a quarter-mile driveway many times, so it has gathered dirt, and who knows how long before I bought it these were cleaned. So in that perspective, I guess there's not a lot of dirt on there. However, there is some, and I just don't see how it's going to go away without either rinsing or wiping. Even some of these areas that are drying now, you're seeing all these dirt spots. 8 minutes into the video now. Now, of course, if I edit it down, it may not be 8 minutes for you, but this has been running the whole time for me, and 8 minutes in, there's still a lot of dirt caught in these letters. And where it's drying up here, it's leaving spots behind. We're not at the 10-minute mark, and of course the first couple minutes of the video I talk, let it do its thing, give it its fair chance. I will add, it does say to be careful not to get it on your brakes, brake linings or anything like that, but it also says that it will not harm rims either. So obviously I'm not worried about these big old rims being harmed by the spray. But if you have like aluminum rims or something like that, obviously use at your own discretion and your own caution. I have not used it on it. It says it won't hurt them. I recommend you do your own research, because if you have expensive rims, you don't want to ruin them. And some soaps and things will damage aluminum rims. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and let this tire sit. And I'll tell you how long it's been when we turn it back on. Because right now, we are at the 10-minute mark. Alright, it's literally been 10 minutes since I shut the camera off. So we're way past the let it dry 5 to 10 minute stage, and this is what we have. You still see a lot of dirt in the corners, and it's still wet in areas, which I don't care about the wetness. I'm just, You see these streaks here. So I'm gonna shut the camera off and leave it longer and see what we end up with. So I mean, it definitely added something to the tire, but it did not get all the dirt off. It's just gonna relocate a lot of it and dry back in those little divots and pits and stuff like that. All right, well, it's been another 15 minutes since I just turned the camera off, and it's pretty dry and it looks nice. I gotta say, it's not too bad. However, I know for a fact the dirt that was there is still there. You can still see it in the corners. I'm not sure how it treats it or what it does, but I will say the tire's looking pretty good. It's darkened it up, but, and it's still got some wet areas here. But overall, you can see where I'm smudging it there. The tire looks good. It's not completely dry yet, but I think in the end it will. I just don't know what happened to the dirt. This stuff is not magic, and it didn't just evaporate off of the tire. Like you can see down the tube here, still a pile of dirt down there. But we'll come back. We'll let this dry a little bit longer. We'll give it a fair chance and really see what it's going to look like when it's completely done and dry. It's been yet another 10 minutes, so we're well over a half hour, 45 minutes now since we sprayed this on, and there's still some wet areas, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I will say the tire looks pretty darn good, and I think given enough time, the rest of this is going to dry up. But the wet spots you see are where little dirt was, pocketed, and including in these little areas, but the dirt has gone away for the most part other than the last little bit. But the tire does look a lot better. It looks clean, and even the areas that are dry now look protected. Like this is dry right here. It's a nice dark color. So I mean, I gotta give it a thumbs up for that. It's for simplicity, fantastic. I was a little hesitant in the beginning of the video, as you saw, but in the end it looks like it's gonna be pretty darn good. Should help protect the tires. Maybe not the best stuff on the market, but it doesn't even feel like I really used any, so the 40 tire thing could be legitimate. Of course not on tires this size. I'm sure that's not what they intended it for. So I gotta give it a thumbs up. I'll put a link in the description, if for nothing else, for ease and at least some protection, and it cleans your tires up pretty nicely if they have a light dirt on them, and it does give it that new tire look. Just be sure to keep it off your tread as much as possible, and keep it away from any of your brake parts and stuff like that. So Armorall tire foam protectant, ease of use, fantastic. Tire is going to look good in the end. There you have it.
Hopefully you found something in this video that was helpful, useful. If nothing else, maybe we entertained you. You want that pre-trip checklist and ebook? You can go right down in the description, click on the link, it'll take you right over to it. Also, swing over to our website at twocampinggurus.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and as always, happy camping. We'll see you in the next video.